Live from New York, it's Thursday Night Lore Games.
That was good. I got the reference. Ha ha ha. Funny.
Yeah, that's good. You know. Good
Jane,
job. What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday, Lore Games.
Good try, Avery. Good try.
No.
I'm Gumby,
real
damn it.
strong, you guys.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Take care.
Thanks for coming to Lore Games.
What if I ended the stream like right now?
The audience would not be surprised.
Probably not. So, what's up, everybody? Happy Thursday at the Lore Games. I am your host, Todd. We are in the middle, beginning stages of doing our beta test for the Adult Fantasy role-playing game. We've got Dusty Sky, we've got Drew, we've got Flint, we've got Zach, and we've got Avery. What's up, guys?
What?
What?
Hello.
So we have. So do you want me to start the story, Andrew? Do I need to? How would you do this? Like we were talking in the green room.
Well, I'll catch people up, and then you can tell the story.
Okay.
Zach was showing us some of his new miniatures that he was doing with his 3D printer, and he said that he's building his own divorce table. And all of us were like, "What the hell is that?" And Todd was explaining to us what it was. Go for it, dude.
Yeah. So a divorce table, as I was saying in the green room, Zach and I used to frequent this spot in Brooklyn called the Brooklyn Strat, and like the Brooklyn Strategist. And it's an awesome store. Everyone should check it out if it's still there. I think it is. And they had this giant table, beautiful, hand carved. It cost like I think over $10K. It was a massive table, huge. It fit I think 10 to 12 people around it, big, like pro gaming table. And we asked the store owner, who was really friendly, like where the hell did this thing come from? And the story is that one of his customers literally gave it to him for free. The reason being is that he bought it. He paid, I think, 10 to 12 grand, and it took up their entire den of their apartment. Like New York, Brooklyn apartment's not that big. So, and this thing is like a solid block of wood. It must weigh 1,000 pounds. Like it's not small, right? And I guess that was the last straw for the wife, who couldn't believe that he would spend $10K or more on a gaming table that took up the whole den. And so it was donated. And so hence it became the divorce table. And then my friend Matt and I basically created the genre of the divorce table. And we started talking about divorce tables in such common language, as such common known language, that he and I went to PAX like the next year. And the table maker was there, or like a table maker that does that kind of stuff. And we thought it was the same guy. And I was like, and then we walked up to him. We walked up to the guy. And I mean, and these guys, they're gamers. And like, I mean, Flint, I'm sure you've been to PAX. Like, and I know, Zach, I think you've been to PAX. But like,
not.
Have you not really? So like the game table maker looked like a game table maker. Like, he kind of had like overalls and like a steampunk hat and like, I think he had like a trench coat. Like he looked like a carnival barker, right? Kind of what you would imagine, like totally just a nice guy, whatever. But we were looking at his tables and he was like, "Oh, are you interested in anything?" And we were like, "Yeah, do you have any divorce tables?" And he was like, "What?" I was like, and Matt was like, "Yeah, we're looking for a big table." I was like, "Oh yeah, we've got really big tables." Showed us one. He was like, "That's it. That's a divorce table." And he was like, "Well, they're not divorce tables. We don't. What do you mean?" And we're like, we told him the story. And he was like, "Well, I think my table brings people together. People like the table. It's a happy. No. It's not a divorce table. It's a happy table." Like this guy was totally
broke this poor man.
Yeah. This guy, all he does is make hand built, like handcrafted, like lost art
day in and day out about the joy he's bringing
lost
other people.
Art tables, and we're just like, "There's a divorce table. I totally want one of your divorce tables." He didn't appreciate it at all.
No, because he's like, "Oh no!" It's like, no, that's what's going to happen if a dude who's married buys one of these tables.
Yeah,
he's getting a divorce.
Yeah, we told him. I said you should just sell it to single people.
What's going to happen when Todd buys one of those tables?
Yeah, well,
It
You know
depends
what?
on how much room they have in the house.
You know
Most
what you
of
should.
them
You know what you
actually
should have
allow
said to him.
hmm.
You know, where's your murder suicide tables?
No.
No,
No.
in Minecraft. In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
In
In
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Yeah,
So I keep forgetting that part, Avery. Sorry.
that's right. In Minecraft.
And people think I'm the one that's going to get us on a watch list.
Wait, is it if you say in Minecraft, it's not like a bad thing or something?
It's not it can't be considered a threat.
It never was a threat.
But still,
Oh,
wait,
you
it-
can say
when you talk about
you
certain subjects, you say in Minecraft.
so you can
That
say I'm
way
gonna
it's
kick your ass
hypothetical.
in Minecraft.
Yes,
We made it 5 minutes today.
I know.
in Minecraft.
We were off the rails before we started.
This is true.
Let's be honest. We were off the rails in the green room. It was happening already.
It's true, it really was. So tonight,
And it's all Zach's fault.
it is.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think Todd is the host. You're the responsible adult here.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh hell, that's
It's
scary.
funny because we
It
know.
relax.
And you're responsible and liable in a legal sense for everything we say and do here.
Nope. Nope. I hold Facebook responsible.
We're not on
I'm not
we're
even
not
on the
we're not on a
platform, but it
meta
doesn't
platform.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. All right. So,
Anyways,
good Lord. So I have a couple things tonight. Pretty easy. We left off. Luckily, I found some of my notes. Last time we were at this stage was in March because it was right before Web3 Comic-Con kind of sucked our lives out. And we did kind of a roundtable where we talked about where this should take place and kind of like some of the things that we wanted. What?
Why does our banner say "Please help a child in need"?
I was wondering, and I was kind of afraid to ask.
I was wondering when somebody would notice. Because look, man,
Is that your?
I have a child who needs a little help. All donations. We accept ETH, Bitcoin.
You have a child that needs.
Do
to
not
go
send
to the
Bitcoin
MMA.
to this address.
No, don't send this as an ETH address. Send all your Bitcoin to this address, please.
Oh boy.
True story. True story.
What the fuck are we doing here?
What'd I miss? I had a scam call coming in.
Oh, God.
Something I haven't had in a long time. It was a wrong number scam call.
Wow.
Ah.
Yeah.
What's a wrong number scam call?
The lady was asking for somebody by the name of Roberta, and I'm like, nope, not one of my fake names. Sorry.
I'd have been like, I'm Roberta. How you doing?
Yeah, that's leading me into stories of the news, and I don't want to do that. Anyway, what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be doing tonight. So I have a few things we should maybe refresh from March, and maybe we can tweak it and update it. That way, we don't have to start from scratch. But to start off, I want to. If you guys remember last time we talked, you guys were giving me some good tips on
I'll give you
how to GM appropriately, like some kind of rules for GMing. And I took those notes, I pushed it through ChatGPT to kind of standardize it, and I wanted to share it just to see if we wanted to add something to it. Because not only is this helpful, absolutely, definitely helpful for me, because this will be the first time I'm GMing anything, and I'm super nervous about it. But it'll also help inform the game if we include it as sort of like a call sheet, sort of like a how to story craft in adult fantasy. So I want to share this. Let me share. This is why do I not see it? There it is. Okay, cool. That's got too many screens open. So this is the world building, crafting the story. So these were the notes that I took, and so let me know if this is if this makes sense. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, but I'm also gonna read it so you guys don't have to read it. All right, so World building with flexibility. This all came from what you guys said. So anticipate the unexpected. While it's essential to have a well thought out world, always be prepared for the unexpected decisions from your players. They might take paths you haven't planned for, and that's okay. Know your world's core. Understand the fundamental rules, cultures, and dynamics of your world. This foundation will allow you to adapt when players throw curveballs. Planning, number 2, planning horizon. Short to mid-term planning. Instead of detailing every possible scenario, focus on the immediate and near future events. This approach allows for flexibility and caters to player-driven narratives. Kickstart the next session. Always have a clear idea of how you'll start the next game session. The first 10 minutes can set the tone and direction, ensuring a smooth transition from one session to the next. Number 3, player-centric storytelling. Facilitate, don't dictate. Remember, you're not writing a fixed script. While you set the stage, it's the players who drive the story forward with their actions and decisions. Provide opportunities, not directives. Instead of dictating specific paths, create scenarios, challenges, and encounters. Offer them opportunities to engage with the world, allowing them to find their own objectives and goals. Number 4, mastery through improvisation. Embrace the art of improv. No matter how well you plan, players will always surprise you. Being able to improvise is a crucial skill for a GM. Trust in your knowledge of the world and let the story flow organically. And then 90% improvisation rule. Well, this might sound daunting. Aim to know your world so intimately that you can comfortably improvise 90% of the time. This doesn't mean you shouldn't plan, but rather that you should be confident in adapting on the fly. How does that resonate with you guys? Hey, what's up, KG?
Sounds good. Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I think all this captures pretty well what we talked about before.
Hey, KG, that horror link you shared, that looks pretty cool, man.
What did he share?
He tagged us on Twitter with this blockchain horror movie thing.
Oh, Undead Blocks.
Yeah.
Undead Blocks is awesome. Highly recommended. Let's see. So these are some of the ideas I had for how we were crafting the story. Let me share. In fact, let me see if I can share my. Instead of sharing a window, let me see if I can share the. And instead of sharing a tab, let me share the window. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So back in March, before Web3 Comic Con. Oh shit! You were doing KG. You were doing block. You were sharing Block of Horror. He says he was sharing Block of Horror, not Undead Blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Block of Horror. Also, friends of Adult Fantasy. They're awesome. I am actually going to be scheduled to talk at a panel for their upcoming Blocktober Fest. Their horror fest thing. So
like that.
it's gonna be awesome.
I subbed to the channel because I might want to check that out and watch
awesome.
that.
KG, are you going to be going to that too? Let me know. I'm curious. Is Undead Blocks gonna be there? It's an awesome. So Undead Blocks, highly recommended. Block of Horror, a couple of like just awesome projects, totally, and really, really good people. All right, so if you guys remember, we had some rules for like what. So there's a game. Which was it? Was it Kids on Bikes? Is a role playing game, and Kids on Bikes. It's kind of like an engine as well, but basically, the Kids on Bikes takes place. It's the Kids on Bikes genre, right? So the Kids on Bikes genre is E.T., right? It's Stranger Things, Stand By Me, like kids. It was a Kids on Bikes kind of thing where it's like kids, small town, wackiness ensues, right? Let's see. So one of the things that I liked about the way they set up their RPG is they have a session before they begin to help inform the GM on some of the things that they want to play, right? And it makes a lot of sense for a game like Kids on Bikes because the players are supposed to be familiar with the neighborhood or the town because that's where the characters grew up, right? And so similarly for us, it made a lot of sense because in Hyper Brooklyn, the players are should most likely be familiar. Now, you might be a new arrival, but even as a new arrival, you might have a location that you like, even if it's the bus station, right? Like, so ways for us to add flavor to each of our campaigns. I'm gonna buzz through this really quick as some ideas, and then we'll refresh what we did in March, okay? And you guys we can kind of play with it a little bit.
I'll just chime in. That kind of pre-session that you're describing is also super useful for, like, I do it for D&D as well.
Oh, cool.
As a DM, it's super useful to, sit down with your players, build their characters, talk with them about what their character wants, what their ties are to the world, and you can kind of shape your ideas for the story and your story hooks on that. And you kind of give the players some personal stakes. And it's also a good opportunity to talk to your players, see what they like in a D&D game or a role-playing game and what they don't like. You can kind of it lets you do a better job as a DM. You can kind of focus things a little bit better. So highly recommend it.
Awesome. That's actually cool because I hadn't actually done it from the player side or the character side. So I kind of like, that's really cool. You just gave me a couple of little things there. Cool. So what I have right now is more of the general tone and setting, but I like, Flint, how you also do a section for the characters and the players.
Yeah.
Like, what do the players like and don't like, and then what do their characters need or want? Is there anything else from that side that you add for story hooks?
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of keep in mind, you might have a player that has a kind of neutral alignment, and their character is going back and forth between, whether they're going to be moral or be evil, and so you can start, if you know that, you can start placing roadblocks in front of them.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. You get an idea of what the characters are going to want. What are the things that are going to create drama for this personality? And not that you should plan your story heavily in depth, but it does give you some opportunities to make things more interesting for the players.
Awesome. I love that. Okay, cool. I'll add a little bit of this when we well, I guess we can talk about this because I feel like we've created characters, but you guys don't really. I mean, I know Flint and Zach probably have their characters and know their characters, but Ramel and Avery and Andrew and Dusty probably don't know their characters as well, or really, like, they might not even, like, Avery didn't even write it down last time. You know what I mean? It's not a problem. Just saying, like, to really start to do this kind of level with that character, I'll either have to do pre-gens or have the guys redo their, like, on their own time, kind of recreate a character, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna get this popped out. It's very close to being able to pop this out as a PDF doc now that we have the character builder done. So I'll probably do that this weekend, actually. Okay. So crafting the story, this is just an overview, and then we'll go into the notes from last time and see if we like it or if we want to change it, or if we want to tweak it. Collaborative world building, tone setting. So before diving into the details, players should collectively decide on the game's tone, whether it's dark and mysterious, lighthearted and humorous, or a mix of both. Establishing a tone ensures everyone is on the same page. Do you guys? Well, we can talk about tone later, but I think that's pretty fair. Temporal setting. Given the unique nature of Hyper Brooklyn, players should decide on the era they want to play their adventure to unfold in. 1990s vibe of Hyper Brooklyn can be a starting point, but the group can choose any era that fits the narrative. I need to change this a little bit because it's really dependent on when the gloam kind of appears and things like that. But it is a temporal point, so you should be able to kind of play in any dimension, really. But we'll work on that. Location details, the neighborhood name, the industry, like what the primary industry or trade is of this part of Hyper Brooklyn. What is the neighborhood famous and infamous for? Is the neighborhood prospering, struggling, or somewhere in between for economic status? Local organizations. What notable organizations operate here? Maybe a faction or a guild. Landmarks. Are there any significant landmarks or places of interest? School or faction names, if relevant. What are the names of prominent schools or factions? And then rumors. Rumors I love because it can be real or it can be not. It kind of gives the GM a kind of a Easter egg, which I like. After establishing the neighborhood's basics, each player should introduce a rumor about the neighborhood. These rumors can serve as plot hooks, mysteries, or simply add flavor to the setting. And this is good too. I don't think we did this last time, but we probably should. NPCs and PCs and legendary characters. Think of iconic characters that might exist in Hyper Brooklyn. These could be powerful beings, leaders leaders of factions, or mysterious entities. For inspiration, consider figures like Stanwell Perpetual, 344, or Trash Panda. So we can actually bring in some of the characters that are like the icons of the world to kind of interact with the PCs, right? And that makes a lot of sense. Established characters or PCs. These are the main characters that players will portray, and of course, we're going to have those backgrounds pretty done. Finally, conflict and lore, a background story. So we should start by deciding the overarching mythos or legendary aspect of the case or adventure, I guess. What powerful entities or forces are at play? Then identify. Okay, so this is all like using other words. Key stories or characters involved in their goals, or get plot points. I'll just say characters, really. Key characters and they're involved in their goals. Finally, outline the events that transpired in Hyper Brooklyn, setting the stage for the player's investigation. Trail of breadcrumbs. Create a series of clues and leads that players can follow. Each clue should lead them closer to unraveling the mystery, but not without challenges. Dangers and challenges. Introduce obstacles that players must overcome. These could be direct confrontations with antagonistic forces, puzzles, or moral dilemmas. Remember, the journey should be as engaging as the destination. Now, I kind of feel like, and you tell me, especially Zach and Flint, because you guys are more experienced with this than some of the other guys. I think that this conflict and lore part with background story, trail of breadcrumbs, and dangers and challenges, this is sort of the private stuff, right? Like, this is sort of where the GM does it by themselves. Because if we discussed breadcrumbs and dangers and challenges, then there's no fun, right?
Yeah. You don't want to, and also just be bear in mind as well. You want to give the DM like a roadmap. Maybe just like a rough roadmap to how we do it, but how the story goes. But you don't want to lock them in too tight. Because a lot of DMs, like for example, I basically like to freestyle my games. I never play like pre-gen adventures. I find them just too constricting. So I think with this, it should definitely be private. And I think what we may want to consider is when it comes to the actual, start out, for as far as like, plot points, adventure hooks, and so on, keep it general, but not too specific. And if there are DMs who want something a little more specific, well, then that's what pre-gen games are. That's what basically like we can create adventures for them.
Yeah,
that way.
And just to kind of echo that, I think some language here. Saying that some of these steps are optional might do well.
Yeah.
Because, like, for example, like the rumors system that you started out, a DM might not want to run their campaign that way. They might not want to start off with a rumor.
You would just do options like that, like
or something. I think just a little bit of language saying like, here are some ideas on how to run this. But you can do it your own way because that's what it's all about, you want to give the DM ideas on how to proceed if they're lost without giving them guidelines.
Right. Like I also, I'm not going to, I might show it tonight, but I've also been working on a generator, a campaign generator. Right. And again, it's not necessarily to be strict. You don't even need to use it, but it's sort of like if you're starting with a blank slate and you just want to get some ideas, then you can roll the dice on like, a few different tables and it'll give you a campaign, which I'd actually like to test. So before the end of the night, maybe we'll end on that because it's just rolling dice. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
Well, there are systems out there that do that. Basically tables that you can roll for random encounters, that sort of thing.
Yep.
I think at the back of the DMG for D&D, there's something similar. I've never seen anyone who uses it, but it could be useful for a pickup game, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's just good for brainstorming. Like, I'm certainly someone that I kind of made the generator for me because I was like, well, I understand the structure of it, but I'm also normally I'm not an experienced GM. I'm more of an experienced traditional storyteller, and I don't want to fall into the traps of traditional storytelling, right? I've played enough games. I've been playing D&D and RPGs for a long time now, but as I've always been as a player. So I was like, okay, well, let me kind of put some boxes up, a little sandbox so that I can kind of get some basics down and then we can fill in the blanks. Right. At least to kind of have an idea. So cool. But overall you guys think, and Flint, I'll add the story hooks about personal stakes. Cause I really like that. I think that's super important. So appreciate that. But overall, this seems fairly good-ish. Anything else to add or tweak or anything that I'm missing? That we're missing?
No, it's good to me.
Okay. Cool. So based on that, I don't know if you guys remember, probably not, and that's okay. Way back in March of 2023, we actually did this, and we kind of had some good notes. And so I'm going to read this and just see what you guys think. And KG, I know you're probably doing other things, but feel free to bump into if you have any ideas. You're totally more than welcome. So where should this take place? We had questions of the downtown area. Zach, you mentioned what if the Baxter building is inside the Brooklyn Bridge? The bridge ends halfway across the river, and there's a giant wall there. The main bridge structure on the land side of Brooklyn has been converted into the secret headquarters of our version of the Fantastic Four. Anyone else have ideas of maybe sort of, if we're looking at, we're really right now looking at location details. So the neighborhood or where it is.
Was this the story idea where we were working on where every level got harder and more difficult to get through, and they had to
that
go up?
Came later. So
Okay.
The idea of one of the things that Avery came up with last time we did this that I love was we were talking about the Star Wars. What was it? God damn it! What was the number? 1818, 1118,
1313.
1313. Thank you. How basically, one of the things that we really wanted to do was have all these different dimensions and be able to really down the road open this stuff up to as deep as we wanted to. And so the idea potentially could be that under Brooklyn, it's actually these dimensional portals that go deep, right? There's a lot of barriers to getting to where the primordial rests because you're not supposed to get there. And so those can be different dimensions, different times, different terrains. You could have a desert terrain, right? These are just different planes of existence that you have to go through. And then we already have a character, doesn't have a card yet, but we do have a character that can traverse that in the Stormwalker, who has been mentioned inside of the game rules, right? So Does that answer your question, Andrew?
I think so. I'm just remembering the story idea we were working on. So yeah. Okay.
We haven't formalized the dimensional tube,
but this Baxter building thing, there was a story for it also where it was like a dungeon crawl going up a tower, a spire, where it just keeps getting harder the more you go up.
I think the idea we were working with was that our version of Reed Richards was actually was basically like a. I think the idea was like he was kind of like an Elon Musk character, but only more weird.
Mm-hmm.
And that the whole idea was that you were is that the characters were basically hired by one of his competitors to. He was like a Bill Gates character, but like more control freaky. And the whole idea we had was that he was basically hired by his competitors to like sneak into the building, and he found out that this guy is even more shady than. And then he realized, or at least that's how I recall it.
Sure. Cool. We can look at that. Awesome. And then when we talked about is there anything else just in where should it take place? We got Baxter building. It really should be like we talked also about Neo Dumbo. Right, and we said it was a like an interdimensional tourist trap,
which is what it is in real life. At least
yes, yeah. There's a portal to other dimensions where people of all types get together, neutral ground, sort of like a den of thieves.
Just bear in mind now that a lot of people who are going to be reading this won't be familiar with New York City, or So just we may need to like include like explain
that's also something that's actually a really interesting point, because that's actually something that I had a little bit of a challenge with. So and it kind of came up. This is one of the reasons why I really like doing the campaign generator, because one of the questions that is in my campaign generator is location. It's actually, so this is the admin side of the RPG. It's it's pretty deep now. Look how much work we've put in. Come on, look at this. Anyway, we have geography, right? So you have location. So TLDR, mission generator, you've got the PCs are contacted by a patron acting on behalf of reward, who promises the job if they, the target can be found in a blank, somewhere in blank, it's protected by blank, but something complicates the job. And so inside of Geo, and we can go through this a little later, but I had a little problem with it, and this isn't finalized. That little diamond is a sign to me that I'm not done with it. So this is not real information yet. But the challenge that I came up with was, so Hyper Brooklyn is not necessarily real Brooklyn, right? We have like Neo Dumbo now, I guess, instead of Dumbo. Dusty and I have used Gravesend because it's just a cool fucking name, right?
But out there, though, in real life.
Huh?
There's nothing out there in real life.
Yeah, it's totally awesome. But like, that gives us the opportunity. Do we use real places in Brooklyn, or do we just make up like, more D&D like areas? You know what I mean? Like,
I think we can do both, actually.
Yeah.
Because if it's going to be set in Brooklyn, then we should at least have some parts of it that are actually recognizably Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But, I would say that the more recognizable areas like Williamsburg, or Dumbo down under, or the area around the Brooklyn Bridge, or what's it called? I forget oh my god, I shouldn't like the big area on the southeast part, the southwest end of it, where you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm like half asleep right now. I've been up since like 5. So yeah. Just so some of the more I'd say what I would say is keep the neighborhoods, but since the whole idea is that this place has basically been changed by the smushioning, like the more recognizable areas, keep them as they are, but but make them adult fantasy-ish. And the less recognizable areas, we can say like for example, Sunset Park, or I don't know, Cobble Hill or whatever, places that most people won't really know. That we can like say, oh, these places were changed completely. So,
right, okay, that makes sense. And I thought also like, I've thought about, because there are so many potential neighborhoods. I mean, obviously we don't have to make all of them, but I have thought about even taking like a map of Brooklyn, sort of like a simplified map of Brooklyn or game map, and also creating invisible divider lines so that each faction controls like a part of that Brooklyn area. And then there's neighborhoods inside of that, right? So that you could say like, oh, this is the rich area, and inside the rich area there's like these 5 neighborhoods, right? Or this is the poor neighborhood, this is the slums, and inside the slums there's like 5 neighborhoods. So, like kind of dividing up the so that you kind of get a flavor for like type of neighborhood. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like, I highly recommend having a basic map. One of the things that Dungeons and Dragons does really well is it has an entire pre-built world for you to use if you want to, and then also says, but feel free to do your own thing and make up your own.
Yeah,
and a really useful tool as a DM is if I'm working in that pre-built universe. I don't know where Neverwinter is. I don't know where Fandelver is. Or Phantom.
right.
I don't know where any of this crap is. But if I have a map, I can look it up and I can, have a world that makes geographic sense for my players.
Right.
And since we're describing a real world place, I think we should. The fact that the smushioning has happened gives us license to say to the players, "Hey, make up your own Brooklyn. It's fine."
Right.
But also
the mountains,
having
the mountain region of Dumbo.
Yeah. But also having a pre-built map that they can use, and it doesn't have to be super crazy. It's just regions, as he said, and like who controls them. I think is extremely useful for a DM that's never been to Brooklyn.
Got it.
I'd almost say it's a requirement. Because I don't know where any of this shit is.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I didn't even know Dumbo was a place until about 5 minutes ago. So.
Oh, Dumbo's awesome, man. That's where my old office used to be.
Dumbo's short for Down Under Brooklyn. I think it's
Manhattan Brooklyn Overpass.
It's basically the area on Brooklyn around the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have known that.
So my office, basically, like my old studio was like, if I walked out around the corner, you could see the Brooklyn Bridge like over your head. Like you would walk.
A lot of celebrities live there. I mean, there's a lot of those old brownstones.
Yeah.
And I think like people like Leif Schreiber, and Matthew Broderick. That's where they basically live.
Yeah, which is crazy because when I first started going there, it was like scary. Like it was full on industrial stuff and dark and like super scary.
It was where you'd go if you wanted to like score some heroin or a paid consensual encounter. Now it's now places are selling for like $1 million to start.
Those glory days are over, huh?
Yeah, the glory days.
That's true of New York in general.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's never going to be what it was.
Let me tell you, man, this thing is huge. So okay, cool, awesome. All right, so and I'll go through this. I'd love to like kind of. I haven't actually rolled through this at all yet, so I'd love to do that once, just to kind of see what we get. But getting back to, oops, what did I screw up here? Yeah, okay. So interdimensional tourist trap, neutral ground, sort of like a den of thieves. What is this area famous for? We thought maybe best bars in Hyper Brooklyn, or a neighborhood where anything goes, where you can go to get anything you want. Tourist trap theme superpower bars. Like
Scum of Hive and Villainy.
What was that?
A den of scum and villainy. Sorry, I don't know what my brain is today.
That's all right. Anyone else have some ideas? Andrew, what do you think? What is this area famous for?
No clue.
Make it up. Where would you like to play?
The hot dogs. Has the best hot dogs in the world.
Okay.
Well, I can work with that. It's famous for its hot dogs. So long as you don't ask too many questions about what actually goes into them. And apparently, like there have been cases where the hot dogs have been known to wriggle out of the buns on their own.
No.
All right, I thought we were doing made up stuff, not true to life.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like those New York hot dogs, they're I won't call them delicious, but they fill you up. But 10 minutes later, you're hungry again.
You're making me want a hot dog. Okay, so all right, Avery, do you have any things to add for this area?
No.
Or what industry this location is best known for?
The tourist trap?
Doesn't have to be, right? These are ideas.
Ideas?
Yeah.
Well, if it's a tourist trap, it could have like those microbreweries that are also restaurants with their crappy IPAs.
And better yet, like the hot dogs. Don't ask too closely about what goes in the IPAs. Apparently, like some of them glow in the dark.
Yeah, there you go.
Like radioactive IPAs. Hey, beer drinkers out of there. What is it about India IPAs that people like so much? I mean, they just taste like hops to me.
Yeah, they're way too bitter. I don't like it either.
Yeah, I don't get it either.
Basically, a giant glass of bitter.
What IPAs?
Yeah,
delicious.
I hate them.
I love IPAs.
I prefer stouts and lagers.
I love stouts and lagers, but I can't do it again. They give me a headache. They're too hoppy.
That's all IPAs are.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Real
It's like
men
something
drink
about the dark
IPAs.
beer. I don't know. Like I can't do. Because Guinness used to be my favorite beer, but I haven't had it in years. Because I would have like one Guinness, and I would wake up the next day with a headache that felt like a hangover.
Well, from the imports, it's probably the formaldehyde.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. Dusty, anything to add?
Yeah, when it gets dark, man-eating cats come out.
Is that maybe infamous? Or
Probably
is that...
infamous. Yeah, it's probably infamous. Actually,
Is this based off of your cat?
Man-eating
Maybe.
man-eating cat girl prostitutes.
No.
I'm liking it now.
Hey, they
Bye.
All right. Anything else that they're back alley mods with something, body mods or something we put out? Andrew, what is this neighborhood infamous for? Best comic shops in Brooklyn? Nah, maybe not.
Interspecies erotica.
It's folklore that the area was built on top of a meteor landing.
Ooh.
But nobody's ever been able to prove it.
They have their own local cryptid, like a Bigfoot or something. I don't know what that would be for Brooklyn.
Sure. Uncrypted legend.
It's just 344.
Huh?
It's just 344. Yeah. Looking for hot dogs.
All right. Economically, what is the vibe of this neighborhood? So Avery and Dusty, you've already put something here, so you guys, you get to modify or change whatever. Avery said the main part is quite prosperous, but as you move towards the edges, it gets more like the slums. Avery also said maybe all the wealthy live in one giant tower and everyone all around it is poor.
Yeah.
Dusty said everything above the clouds is super wealthy, but down at the street level is super poor.
I said that?
You did.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Like what's that
Wait.
I'm sure he stole it from somebody else.
Sorry, that was clearly Andrew.
What's that George Romero movie where with John Leguizamo where all the rich people live in the tower and the rest of the settlement has to go out and get supplies and fight the zombie horde and they all like live in like squalor. It's one of the dead movies. It's one of the zombie movies.
Oh, is it like I don't know.
Well, you know, there's a town in Alaska called Whittier, where the entire, which is like it's like this remote fishing village in the middle of nowhere, but everybody who lives there lives in a single apartment block. Literally the entire town, except for a few buildings outside, is in this giant apartment block right up next to a mountain.
It's weird.
So maybe something like that. We could say that. Well, better yet, you know how we said, like maybe I don't know, maybe like the Brooklyn Bridge, like the big tower for the Brooklyn Bridge is basically a set of interdimensional apartments. So from or maybe like one of the big apartments there, it's like that. So it's an apartment building. On the outside of it looks like a regular luxury apartment building, but inside it's bigger on the inside than it's on the outside. Because on the inside there are multiple. It's basically like a giant interdimensional space, which is like basically like a mini city, but built for luxury. So like on the outside it's like a 20-story nice apartment building. Inside, like every floor is like its own small city, or like its own mini mansion, its own mansion. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it could be cool. And the reason the rich live there, because of the very specific time differentials.
Yeah.
So when they leave, they're rich. They go to their high-paying job, right? Do their workday, come home, time differential. They get to be home for like a couple of days before they leave again, and it's only the next day when they go back out. That's the reason they built their apartments there.
Wait, hold on.
That's actually pretty awesome. I'm gonna steal that
time
idea.
differential. What? Say this one more time, Avery.
The reason the wealthy's apartments are built there is because of the pocket dimension that it's in. When they go into their apartments, it's time moves different, so they can go home, rest for a couple of days, and when they leave to go back to work, only 1 day's passed in the outside world. So they get more time at home. Of course, they're gone for 2 days, because of that time differential. But, that's the reason they stay there, is because it allows it.
Like maybe inside it's been like a week or
just a couple of days.
Yeah, but just one thing to keep in mind though, that if they do that though, that also means they're going to age at a faster rate than people on the outside, because or maybe we could say that one of the effects also is that it's not a time differential. Time just effectively stops while they're in there. So while they're at home, they don't age. So not only does it seem like 2 days, but their bodies don't age at all.
Yeah.
While they're in there.
Or maybe they have technology so they live longer.
Yeah, something like that.
Cool. Awesome. That's pretty cool. Andrew, anything about the vibe of the neighborhood economically?
No, nothing I can think of off the top of my head.
All right.
Or maybe there's somebody somewhere living off the street that makes money selling rat turds.
No. I guess
that could be a real thing.
I guess it's like not just rat turds, but ROUS is rodents of unusual size. So we could say that in the sewers below, the rats were mutated, and they've become like the size of dogs, and they've also they've also become intelligent in a way, and they all speak with like a stereotypical like Brooklyn accent, like Rizzo from the Muppets. They all sound like that.
Maybe those are the cryptids. These giant rats.
And
every once in a while, they come above ground and steal pizza and track it back.
They say "cowabunga, dude" while they like fight ninja.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that too. I was more thinking. Have you ever seen the New York pizza rat thing? That was kind of.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking more like Dustin Hoffman in Urban Cowboy, like, "Hey, I'm walking here," when someone stuff like that. And
Dusty, KG says that you were using AI for your answer. So
poor Dusty.
Sorry, what happened?
Dusty wasn't even paying attention. This is great game, guys. Good game.
Yay!
KG says you were using AI for your answer before.
The one that you didn't remember writing.
He's gone.
That's probably exactly what happened.
He's not even paying attention.
No, he's not.
We could say anything about him and he wouldn't know.
Good job, Dusty.
Sorry, I'm just trying to rent out my apartment at this time. So if anybody needs an apartment in California, please DM me.
Dusty. How's that going, by the way?
It's going great. Everything's great.
I thought you had an appointment today, right?
So did I. Yes, so I thought so too.
Well, what are you trying to do, Dusty?
Rent my apartment. Would you like to live here? Come to California.
No.
I kind of like the free state of Florida. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you guys need from me? Do I need to answer something? What's going on?
No. We were just giving you. KG made a comment to say that Dusty was using AI on his past thing, but
don't
the joke is
tell
over.
them, KG. That's my secret.
It's over. It's okay.
It's not really a secret.
Dusty, you have permission to go back to Craigslist and continue your posting.
It's hard, It's challenging.
You get it. What are two notable local organizations? These are factions. I said the clandestine e-commerce shipping faction. Zach said Beaver Lodge, old school fraternal organization on the surface, but really a group of scum and villainy. Zach also suggested a group of rank amateur superheroes that are useless. The Sworn Brotherhood of Justice.
You know how the Masons are like started off as like a brotherhood of people that did masonry.
Yeah.
The Beaver Lodge is like loggers or some shit. I think that'd be very funny.
They're like loggers.
Yeah, or like woodworkers or something.
I think I had something in mind, like that movie Minutemen from the '90s, what was it called? It's the the movie where Ben Stiller, William H. Macy played superheroes. You know what I'm talking about?
Mystery Men.
Mystery Men. Yes. It was actually based on the old Flying Carrot comic. I think that's where it came
Gene
from.
Garofalo as the bowler.
Yeah, that actually worked surprisingly well.
I got an idea.
What's that?
An underground group of hitmen, homeless people, who very similar to John Wick.
I was gonna say,
but instead of using gold coins as payments, they use different size rat turds as their payments.
We have a thing with rat turds.
We're building on an idea here. Maybe they don't actually kill people. Maybe they rob people. Maybe that's homeless people that rob, and they get paid in rat turds.
What are you? Okay, so now I'm curious. What are these? What are the value? What's the value of these rat turds?
Well, you can always eat them if you add to, but
okay.
The larger they are, the more valuable they are.
The what?
The larger they are, the more valuable they are. It's like an underground society. There's we would never use gold coins to pay for services. We would use cash and money. But an underground society would use something beyond that.
Okay, so
but on Wick's world they use gold coins. Well, in
that's fine, but a gold coin holds monetary. Like I might not pay with a gold coin, but I could melt it down, and everybody knows that gold holds value. So, what is the value of a rat turd for?
Well, in this society, maybe it's like a drug. Maybe they can snort it. You know?
Oh, okay, maybe. Okay, there you go.
This is South Park.
I'm just saying, there's somebody out there.
The cat pee reference.
There's somebody out there that would think a rat turd, snorting a rat turd would be the greatest thing ever. You know.
If you want to die.
Hey, don't knock it till you try it. Okay.
Was that like licking the belly of a frog? Trip balls or something. Have you ever heard that?
There are very specific respiratory diseases in rat turds.
Well,
I do believe that there were plagues that were caused by rat turds.
It's
we don't
it's
talk
like
about them anymore.
It's like any drug out there, you know.
Well, how about
risking your life is part of the thrill.
Actually, how about they're a special kind of rat, like a trans-dimensional rat that are fed very special diets, or better yet, they're fed coffee beans, and the beans are processed through the rat's gut, like
that world's most expensive coffee.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, what comes out is basically been fermented or transmogrified in the rat's internal intestines, so that when it's drunk, it's like a mix of every drug out there. It's like LSD mixed with Molly, mixed with cocaine, mixed with speed, mixed with PHP, mixed with meth, all put into a blender.
Yeah,
and
tastes like Starbucks.
Yeah.
Tastes like a dark nutty roast with
an extra helping of caffeine and and a mix of Thunderbird or sweet or Wild Irish Rose,
Yeah, and they even call it roast or getting roasted.
Jesus Christ.
You asked for this.
Why are you guys like this?
How did we take his awful idea and make it make sense?
I like how this is the thing we tee off on, where we're going deep into the rat turd mythology.
Rat turd.
There is a real coffee out there that's super expensive.
There is, and I hate that it exists.
From monkey turds.
Yeah, it's civic cat
it's some
coffee.
type of weird animal.
It's monkeys. They eat the coffee beans and they shit them back
I don't think
up.
it's a monkey.
No, it's a
kind
monkey.
of cat.
No, it's a monkey.
It's a civet cat.
It's a monkey.
It's not a monkey, Andrew.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look this up. Coffee made from monkey poop.
I just want to know, like, how you decide to discover this.
But Todd, just so you know.
Oh, look, it's the very first thing that came up when I started typing in Google. Monkey coffee is a rare type of coffee bean from India and Taiwan, though it is sometimes called monkey poop coffee. The name monkey spit coffee would be more appropriate. The rhesus monkey and formisac rock mascades who help process the beans do not digest them. Okay, well, it's a monkey.
Civet cat coffee. Look it up.
Anyway,
Monkey butt.
I hate that this idea.
I don't
is
know
so popular
why-
that there's competing animals.
That's what I was going to say.
Everybody
Why are there
wins.
multiple animals digesting coffee
They
beans?
just said that the monkey chews it up. Civet coffee is something different where they actually eat it and poop it.
well, they eat the bean that has the coffee in it.
Yeah.
Coffee bean in it. Anyway, Todd, just so you know, I've basically been locked in my apartment for the last 5 days, working on stuff. You're literally like the first human contact. This is like the first semi-normal human contact I've had since the last time we met.
I'd caution the use of semi-normal, but yeah.
And we go right to your first semi-normal conversation has led to rodents of unusual size crapping out radioactive monkey poop that
Like I said,
can be used as a hallucinogenic drug.
like I said, I've been stewing in my apartment for the past 5 days. So, this is basically like five days of the world has forgotten about me all coming out at once.
No. We understand, Zach. We completely understand.
Just be glad it's only at the hallucinogenic rat shit coffee right now because
He's getting nutty on that roast.
Yes, because like once the caffeine I'm drinking kicks in, all kinds of weird stuff's gonna be coming out. So you've been warned.
Oh boy.
Either that or I'll just probably fall asleep.
What are two notable local landmarks?
Wait, where's my turn?
The
God damn it,
statue.
Dusty, what are two notable local organizations? What's a notable organization?
Well,
sir?
one of them is like this weird cult of old ladies that worship the man-eating cats, and so they kidnap people and feed them to the cats.
I fucking love it.
They kidnap that what?
Kidnap people to feed to the cats. You know, like the little ladies feed the cats in the park, kind of like that. Only they're a cult.
Why is everything a cult with you, Dusty?
Why is everything rat turds with you, Andrew?
Dusty has a
Touche.
very particular set of
Touche, my
aspirations.
friend. Touche.
Unbelievable. All right. What are two notable local landmarks? We have Avery said the main tower building or the main gate when entering the area. He also said local establishments that are famous tourist spots like a local pub. MK at the time said a cheesy statue in a central location celebrating one of the heroes the bars are dedicated to, or maybe the very first body mod recipient.
I would say there should be a giant statue of a rat, since the rats apparently are the economic center of this neighborhood.
That's the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Economic lifeblood.
It's just a rat taking a huge dump.
Okay, great. Excellent. Dusty.
I don't have one for this one.
Okay, Andrew. Local landmark.
I like the rat statue. It's an immemorial statue to the rats.
Yeah, Radicus the Great Third.
I'm Radicus.
I am Radicus.
Woo!
Great.
Hey,
This is gonna be fun, guys.
Hey, Todd.
Huh?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much are you regretting your life decisions right now?
Oh, the scale doesn't go that high. So. God, yeah, it's definitely not what I had in mind. Cool. Zach, what's a notable landmark?
All right. How about a former city firehouse that's been converted into a 24/7 club? I'm thinking like, you know, kind of like Berghain in Berlin, like that, like this famous techno club / like sex club, but so it's like a 24/7 club, interdimensional dance club. So so you know, so like the apartment, it's like a lot bigger inside than it is outside, and there's like several different floors where you can which basically like go you know, go to like different dimensions to party. So like you go through one door and you're basically in kind of like a fantasy elf kingdom, dancing to techno. Go to another and you're basically dancing. You're basically in the on like a cruise ship going down a river of fire. You know, on the river Styx, while a zombie version of the band Styx plays. You know, sailing away on repeat, but with like a house backbeat to it.
I love it because I can always like this is why you've been able to write 14 books.
Well, yeah.
Great. Cool. All right, Avery, anything you want to add or change?
No.
Okay. What would be a good rumor about this town? May or may not be true. Zach, you said there's a buried treasure hidden in the sewers beneath the neighborhood, but nobody can agree on what it is. Some say giant gold bars. Others say a giant ruby. Maybe a giant rat turd. Others think it's a cache of radioactive cocaine that grants you strange powers. Some even say that there's no treasure at all, but a trap made from mutated alligators who are angry at humanity for being taken from Florida and placed in an urban hellhole. Zach, then MK said catacombs with a hidden mod stash under the town left by a crazy, mad, brilliant engineer. Avery said there is a secret way in and out of the gloam there for smuggling and human trafficking. That's pretty cool. Andrew said the town is infamous for hosting illegal fights with superhero individuals. Nobody has ever been to a fight, but it's rumored to exist. Dusty said secret underground clubs that host raves with exotic interdimensional drugs. So that's good. That actually ties into something. Zach, you said supposedly a phantom delicatessen haunting the place. You notice a door that was never there before, and when you enter, you find they sell strange meats from creatures you've never heard of and taste very good. They also give you a strange side effects. And Dusty said, rumored that there are stores that sell black market organs in the back room. That's actually pretty good. Anyone want to add anything? Flint, do you have anything to add to this as a rumor?
Maybe there's like a hidden city block that no one knows about, kind of in like a pocket dimension. So you like go down a alley and take 4 rights, and it should loop upon itself, but suddenly you're in an entirely different area of the city or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the only way to find it is to get lost.
That's cool. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Love that. For the playable characters, do we want to play with made-up characters or straight from AF lore? I don't remember that question. I think, I mean, at the time we said using established characters, but we also didn't have a character generator. I think we should use our own characters and then mix it in with NPCs that are maybe from traditional AF lores to bring in some of those guys too, right? Mm-hmm. But I think it's probably more fun when you're playing like characters that you create, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Cool. What's the high level agenda in the scenario? I don't even remember this question. Mark Zuckerberg kind of guy who has swapped out pretty much every muscle and organ in his body, basically becomes superhuman, can basically tie an MMA fighter in a knot without breaking a sweat. Body mods come at a cost, so he must survive on human blood. Wants to preserve his public image, so he keeps his blood less hidden. The whole tower is completely taken over by the Hellmouth, Infernal style, and they have to get to the bottom of what's happening in the tower. MK said they have a body mod with a piece of the shard. Ooh, interesting. Does anyone want to add anything like what could be seen as the high-level agenda for the scenario?
He needs to get that super rare, super potent rat
I know.
turd.
Yeah, I knew. God, Andrew.
Maybe he's tried everything and nothing works, so he needs that new thing.
You have to track down your turd dealer who's gone missing.
Yeah.
Was that track down what?
Your turd dealer.
Okay. I'm glad you're having fun, Andrew. Avery, do you have anything to think about in here?
Nope.
Flint, Dusty.
No, I got nothing.
To survive the cats.
What about the NPCs, monsters, other characters that our players will run into? Who are they? What are their practical goals? We have ordinary, everyday things gone crazy because they are possessed, and further you get into the tower, people are more and more corrupted. Is there any? Because we have a couple different opportunities for missions here between going in the tower, searching for rat turds, a few different things. I'll figure it out, but
like a bodega owner who can get anything that you need, no matter how strange, but there's always a price.
awesome.
How about us? There's also a pizzeria there, where the counter guy is also a bookie, but who takes bets on literally anything, up to and including fights between angels and demons, that sort of thing. I mean, because that's actually based on a real thing. Remember, there was I don't know if you know this, but when I was in Union Square in Grand Army Plaza in Brooklyn, there actually was like a pizzeria near, like right next to the old American Apparel store there. Mm-hmm. I swear, the guy at the counter was openly taking bets. Was like literally like he was running a numbers racket. He wasn't even trying to hide it. I mean, there was like literally like the cops be walking outside, and he'd be taking bets on the next Knicks game. I mean, people like pass him envelopes of cash. So kind of like a remnant of the old New York. One day he was gone though.
He ran with the money.
Yeah.
Or got taken out.
Or or the or the rent got too high. Yeah.
The heat got too strong.
Yeah.
What happened on the streets? Who was murdered? Who was kidnapped? What happened? We said the family was kidnapped and were tipped off by a giant portal with everything around it going crazy. The madness is expanding with people getting eaten by inanimate objects. I vaguely remember us talking about that. Is there anything else? What happened on the streets? Who was murdered? Who was kidnapped? What happened? We've talked about it a little bit, but I think we have some new information. Dusty, who was murdered? Who was kidnapped? What happened? What happened on the streets?
Come back to me.
Okay. Andrew.
There's a rumor that the largest rat turd has been found, and it's in the possession of a homeless child. And there's currently a bounty to find this child and get the rat turd from her or him. They don't know if it's a boy or a girl, but they know a child has the rat turd. And the big guy in the building, the big guy at the top of the building, is sending out mercenaries and all sorts of nefarious people, from homeless to corrupt police officers to superpowered mercenaries, to find this girl or boy.
They said
could be a boy who looks like a girl, or it could be a girl who looks like a boy.
He said, hold on, homeless people, mercenaries, what else?
Corrupt police.
The rat turd is so potent that's giving the child superpowers.
Just touching it, touching it gives you powers.
Okay. Cool.
How about this? I got something for you if you want to. So, a legendary rock star, recently died. Recently died from a rat turd overdose.
God damn it!
You guys really want this rat turd? Okay.
But due to an arrangement made with various demonic entities, his soul has gone into his guitar, which is now up for auction. But it turns out that this legendary rock star was also in his spare time a serial killer. So whoever gets the guitar and starts playing it, whoever hears the music will go completely homicidally insane. But he'll also be able to shred it like Jimmy Page.
Okay. It sounded like Jimmy Page, but we'll go suicidal or
no. He sounds like Jimmy Page, but anybody who hears the music he plays will basically go crazy. So basically, this guy could sell out a stadium.
Sure.
And the moment when he finishes that first guitar solo, he basically causes a revolution or a riot.
All right.
What rounding number do you have? Let's make sure it's right.
What was that?
No, that's Andrew editing.
All right.
He's listening to his own voice.
Heaven
all right.
forbid.
Yeah. What are some of the dangers and challenges that they might face? Zach said for heroes, the Mark Zuckerberg type has decided to go up against the Fantastic Four types in the tower. Sees them as his main competition. They're basically being set up as a fall guy for a crime where the building was blown up. Our heroes are set up as the fall guys for it. And then we had some ideas. What if every floor in the building has trophies throughout it? There are pieces of weaponry from beaten foes or new equipment, etc. As characters go through each level, they can collect these. The higher floors, things get more devious and maybe illegal. They have to acquire to pass the level. Maybe the building itself is contributing to your leveling up as a superhero. And then what if every level had a time frame, and if you don't make the time limit, the item becomes possessed and is no longer a usable weapon? Maybe you roll a dice to determine how much time you have. Is there any other dangers or challenges that they might face? Any ideas?
Roving swarms of hungry cats.
Oh my God.
A floor with instead of the blood tidal wave from The Shining, it's a tidal wave of rats.
How about a killer scavenger hunt, a killer hipster scavenger hunt? So basically like a bunch of hipster cultists or killers from Williamsburg or some other rich neighborhood are on a scavenger hunt for specific human body parts.
Okay.
So
all right.
For example, they need the heart of a man who who has like Wolverine's healing ability. Or
okay.
or the hair of like our world's equivalent of Mr. Fantastic.
Is this like one of those crazy shows where Todd has to document everything we say so we can say anything outrageous and crazy we want?
Yeah, that's pretty much what's happening here. Yeah.
Okay.
So speaking of which, hey Todd.
Yes.
This is a semi-serious idea.
Why would you do that?
But it's still a little silly. What if there is a city block that has amassed enough trash that like it becomes biological and sentient, and it rearranges itself to trap people and try to like eat them? So you'll be walking down an alley and it starts shifting and changing until you're trapped.
It's like a cross between the trash heap and Fraggle Rock and the Sarlacc pit from Return of the Jedi.
I know one of those references, but yeah, definitely.
Oh,
sorry.
What if it's being controlled by rats? And
I'm trying to get away from the rats.
Sorry. Well, you said trash heap. What do you think's going to be in the middle of that?
Which reference did you not get?
Fraggle Rock. I know it's a thing that exists, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's a trash heap that talks. It's sentient in Fraggle Rock.
Really?
Yeah, it's
an old lady.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Jim Henson. He was a bit of a hippie,
Henson,
and what all that implies.
So a city block that has enough trash that has become sentient, it can shift and morph and track the players as they move.
Yeah, and like try to trap them and eat them.
Oh, and I like that. Still to this day, one of my all-time favorite characters is the trash monster from Star Wars that you never saw.
No, yeah.
Okay, cool. So we got just a little bit of time left. How do you guys feel? This is pretty good.
Yeah,
this is pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty. I can parse through this and come up with something.
Yeah, that's good.
That's really I would like to go through this one time. I'd love to just see how it plays. This generator. Flint, would you be the dice roller?
I would be
happy
to be the dice roller. Yeah.
The dice roller and tracker, write down the answer.
Yeah, let me get my dice out.
Cool. They'll all be D100s. It's a D100 roll.
Okay.
The only other thing that we have to do that I haven't done, or we did, but so I don't know what happened, but I misplaced. Remember when we started coming up with random words of things we wanted to see and not see? With that long, huge laundry list of fun ass words.
Yeah, I do remember that.
I don't know where I put that, and that is something that I would like to include. So maybe we can do that next week, because I don't want to take too long, but I really did like that.
Yeah.
That was when that nice guy showed up, and he was like, "I have no idea who you are or what this is, but this was the funnest thing ever."
Yeah, I don't know what it says when the one stream that got the best reviews was the one we just randomly threw out just complete nonsensical words. Yeah, we had a stranger come in and was like, "I don't know what this is, but this was fun." he really did. He said, "I don't know what this is for or who you guys are, but this was a blast. Thanks."
Hey, we aim to please.
All right, Todd.
All right, you ready?
Ready.
Roll a D100, sir. This is the PCs are contacted by
All right. PCs are contacted by and I have 60.
A nightclub bouncer with a secret ear to the city's pulse.
Okay.
So are you okay with typing that out?
Got it. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Next up. We have to scroll down the whole damn time.
New tab.
I know. Yeah, seriously. Here we go. They are acting on behalf of, and we're going to find out who the patron is. So roll D100.
That would be 83.
Acting on behalf of a drug lord ruling the neon lit alleys.
All right. Ready?
I've spent way too much time coming up with this game bullshit. Who promises a reward? So let's find out what the reward is.
Okay. This is a reward. It's 87. Interesting.
A ring that emits a protective force field.
Let's see.
Made from rat poop.
God. All right. Anyways.
Okay.
Ready?
If they, and this is the job.
That would be 50.
If they observe, so we're just finding out the one word, observe.
Yeah.
Right?
All right.
And now the target. Come on.
A lot of 80s today. This one's an 84 when you get it up.
All right. Okay. 84. Fine art, a shipment of illegal goods. All right. Oh, bye, KG.
KG.
G.
He says, have a good night, boys. Absolutely. You too, sir. Location. Oops. The target can be found in a
37.
If it comes up a sentient garbage dump, I'll laugh.
a holographic entertainment center, an upper class spa retreat.
So that doesn't make any sense.
So what this is like, so what this is on location is you get to pick. So a holographic entertainment center or an upper class spa retreat. You see 87 and 88. Because what number was that actually?
I had 37.
37. So let's go with the first one, a holographic entertainment center, because there's actually 100 options here.
Yep, got it.
Okay. And I forgot to. And that was location, and then security. It is protected by.
All right. Be 98.
Mutants with minor but inconvenient powers.
That's pretty funny. Okay.
And then the complication, but something complicates the job. Go for it.
That is 93.
Rival gangs set up an ambush. Cool. I have a little more like location features and city events, but that's really like the meat of it. So did you write down enough to read that back?
Yeah, sure. PCs are contacted by a nightclub bouncer with a secret ear to the city's pulse, acting on behalf of a drug lord ruling the neon-lit alleys, who promises a reward, which is a ring that emits a protective force field if the PCs observe fine art / a shipment of illegal goods. It is located at a holographic entertainment center. It's protected by mutants with minor but inconvenient powers. And the complication is rival gangs set up an ambush.
That's pretty good.
That's fun, yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, the one where it's like fine art / illegal things, that was actually, I forgot. That's actually pick one or the other, right?
Yeah.
It's another one with 100. So,
okay.
You would just pick one.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty decent campaign outline, right?
Yeah, and that was 84, so we'd be picking the second one, right? So
yeah,
a shipment of illegal goods.
Yeah. So that actually, I mean, like I said, not that we're going to do that for this game, but we might be able to roll, and I might be able to roll an outline or pick an outline that kind of matches what you guys have said, and then be able to kind of.
It's a useful tool. Yeah.
Yeah, it came really well, and then I have I've got the geolocation, which I got to work on, and then distinctive features, hidden features, and additional dangers inside of the location. Like distinctive features are like empty pet cages or aquariums hinting at absent animals. Fresh graffiti tags covering an entire wall showing local gang territory. So just things, little flavors that you can put inside of the like the main location for like a one shot or something.
Yeah.
And then city events I'm still working on, but it's like other things that can, like, the city could kind of throw something at you, like all of a sudden there's a celebrity sighting drawing a large crowd and media attention, or a sudden freeze covers the city in a layer of ice, right? Just something that as a GM you could pull out of your rabbit's hat at any point. You know what I mean? Like maybe at the beginning of the story it's snowing, right? Or it starts to snow, and then all of a sudden it's like really, really abnormally heavy.
Yeah.
Right. So like little flare pieces. So it's hard because you can go really crazy with this stuff, and I'm trying not to, right? But the somewhere in is the last one I really got to do, because the target can be found in a blank somewhere in blank, and then it's protected by, right? So right now those are just like locations in Brooklyn, but I don't like that. It's not as interesting to me. But cool, man. So what do you guys think overall? Like, you kind of excited, ready to play?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I am too. Thanks, Avery.
Yeah, you're welcome. This sounds great, Todd.
Dusty, are you excited?
Little too many rat turds for me. Maybe if it was a little less rat turds,
Maybe one less rat turd.
Yeah, one less rat
turd. A rat turd droplet.
Yeah.
Oh.
What I miss.
Oh.
Get nutty on the roast.
Damn it, Andrew. Well, cool. So I will try to set this up so that maybe we can do a one shot. What do you think? Do you think? Here's the next question: should we, since we've never done this before and it's a new system? I mean, I got to finish the system. That's the next thing. I actually still have to finish the system. It's pretty close, so I think I can have it done by next week. If the system is ready to go by next week, should we start it off as a one shot? Like, Or should we just do a campaign? Even one shots tend to be more than one.
Yeah. Go small to start out with.
Yeah, I started with a one shot just to shake out the bugs.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with doing a bunch of one shots, and I like one shots.
Yeah.
I like.
It gives you a natural stopping point if we need to adjust rules or what have you.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, cool. So we will do that. I will do my best. The week, you never know what comes in the week, so I've learned that. But assuming that I actually can work and my children stay in school,
are you still parenting by yourself?
No, Melissa came back on Tuesday.
Okay.
So she was gone for 5 days. She came back on Tuesday, thank God.
And was happy that the house was still standing and the children were still running.
I did a good job. Yeah, I did a good job. And then Wednesday, my oldest got suspended from first grade.
Did your children run up to her, grab her legs, and say, "Mommy, thank God you're home"?
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, they didn't. They didn't want to see me for like another day. There was like a good day where I didn't have to like look at my children. It was nice.
Jesus.
Like, we're sick of Daddy.
Yeah, no, they were great. They were fine. But yeah. So assuming that nothing crazy happens, I will focus time on finishing off the RPG, and rolling a campaign. One shot. So hopefully, and that also means that let me write this down because I will not remember this. But that also means a couple of things. So first, let Trello load here. Give me 1 second, guys. So first I need to finish the RPG. Draft, and then we need to create a one shot, and then what I need to do is I need to deliver, I guess. Well, you guys have links, but I'm going to deliver links to the character Bible, the character builder, that you guys on your own can actually create the characters. Is that okay? Like Zach and Flint, I know you guys are used to it, so I don't have any fear of you guys doing it. Dusty, Andrew, Avery, if I send you the link, can you guys at some point take like 15 minutes and roll a character?
It'll take more than 15 minutes.
Okay, but if I send it to you, can you do it?
Maybe. I'll try.
15 minutes by next Thursday?
Even if it took you an hour, we've done it live a dozen times.
Can't I just use the character builder from last time?
Yes, yes and no, because the character background is fine, but then you'll have to roll. You'll probably have to roll for the stats. You know what? Maybe we'll do it.
Oh, okay. Because we never did that.
You know what we'll do? That's always normally the first game anyway. So next week we will roll. We will finalize the characters and get the stats in there. Okay, because that'll be part of the RPG anyway. Is like your ability scores and all that kind of stuff. But I'll still finish this off, and I'll send the book out, so that at least I know Andrew and Avery probably won't look at it, and Dusty probably won't either. But I know Flint and Zach probably will. So I'll send the link out to the book so that I can get some feedback before we take it to the next step. Make sense?
Sure.
Sounds good.
You know, I have emails from you from Web3 Comic-Con that I still haven't opened up and looked at yet. And I went back and I looked. I have emails from you all the way back when you were sending out those daily email things, the comic news things, that I still haven't opened up and looked at. So there's a good chance if you sent me something new, I probably won't look at it. But I will this
That's
because
why I
I
don't
know
watch
it's
Andrew's
important.
channel.
Yeah, you have hundreds of videos that I've never watched.
I'm currently doing 3 videos a day, so
Nice.
3 videos a day?
yeah, I'm doing a 10+ minute video, a short, and then a bonus video for the
How's it
entire
going?
for the entire month of October. We can talk about it off air.
Okay. We'll do that now.
I can brag.
Yeah, we'll do that now. Everyone, thank you so much. We did this pretty much on time, which is pretty cool considering. We got it done. See you guys next week. It's gonna be exciting. We'll get these characters loaded up next week, and we'll get the one shot going, and we'll start playing. All right, everybody. Thank you. Love you guys. God bless. See you tomorrow night, Nerd Den, 8 p.m. Eastern. There's gonna be there's some good stuff to talk about. Can't wait.
Nerd Den.
All right, guys. See you soon. God bless. Love you. Peace out.